As the Creek Fire continues to burn in Fresno and Madera counties, at least 3 school districts are impacted, 2 receiving some damage.
Educators say 80% of staff and students in those districts have been displaced. In tonight's Education Matters, Juanita Stevenson reporting on how school leaders plan to get students back to learning and what they say has to happen first.
As the Creek Fire began its assault on this mountain community, it didn't take long for the old-timers to know just how bad this was going to be.
As it started to break on Saturday, you began to get calls and hear, this is the fire that we feared, because it's heading, it's into Big Creek, and it's probably heading to Shaver.
Dr. Alan Harris, superintendent of the Sierra Unified School District, used Facebook to keep the community informed, making sure their neighbors were safe, and then if the schools were okay.
We don't have a city council. We don't have a city proper. The schools are the community.
Sierra Unified is the largest of the districts located in this mountain community. Pine Ridge Elementary and Big Creek are much smaller districts made up of one school, but they are all connected.
All the students go through Sierra High School. And so the connection between families and the connections from generations and how they know and care for each other, we're just one big district.
Sierra Unified wasn't damaged by the fire, but Pine Ridge and Big Creek schools suffered some loss felt by the entire community.
80% of our staff are displaced right now in one form or another, and we know 80% of the students and their families in our district are out of their home.
The districts are currently operating from a space at Clovis Hills Community Church. With so many displaced, virtual learning was suspended, and getting students back to their education will be a process.
I want our superintendents to focus on their parents, focus on the students, focus on the staff, make sure that they are safe and that their social and emotional well-being is being taken care of, because this is a tragedy.
The Fresno County Superintendent of Schools says his office has assembled a team of experts that will take care of the paperwork needed for state and insurance purposes.
We're here to assure them that you don't need to worry about that. Let us take that burden on and support you.
The focus is on the well-being of this community, and there has been an outpouring of support.
And we're just having kind of like a community gathering.
Community advocate Vanessa Rakes Garabedian put on this latest event in Prather, a combination fundraiser and gathering for families to get food, clothing, resources, and something more personal.
It was born out of a need to connect. I think it was born out of a need to gather and see each other and lock eyes and say, we got this. It was born out of that mountain strong ideology and the idea that we can do this together.
It provided an opportunity for Superintendent Harris to reconnect with families and students. Right now, some are scattered as far away as Bakersfield. Harris says once everyone is accounted for and he knows their needs are being met, only then can teachers return to teaching.
I hope that the whole valley knows what Mountain Strong means and the pride the community has and their commitment to taking care of each other right now, but also for entering into this marathon together and building a really strong community going forward.
For Education Matters, I'm Juanita Stevenson, KC24, local news that matters.